Hey Courtney. Yeah, I have some of this same similar kind of suggestions as last week. Looks a little rushed, looks pretty sloppy. I just think you could create a little bit more, higher level of craftsmanship. Can't tell what this is at all. It could be the gum wall, but they actually just took that down. All these rough edges. I don't mind the looseness of the Space Needle. It's actually a little bit neater than the other objects, but again, if everything else was the same and it wasn't as sloppy looking, that's a style that could work. Not sure what the sun image is and why it's there in terms of Seattle. So missing the unity quite a bit. I'm not sure how much time you spent on this. I'm not going to look at the file info, but if you're not spending like 10 hours, you're just not going to get a very good grade, and you won't have a portfolio piece. So there's a couple of reasons why it's really important to allow yourself enough time. So I'm just going to show you some examples of what you should be, headed towards. This is a Seattle poster, and she worked really hard on this. And again, you can see the mountains, you can see the ferry. Even if she didn't include the bottom part with the ferry, the dock and the wheel and the buildings and the Space Needle. And again, it's not perfect, but it's not sloppy looking. And again, the text could be a little bit better. I wouldn't have used this font, and I would have made Washington smaller. Again, if you're going to do a sky gradient, it needs to be light to dark. So light at the bottom, that's just the way the sky looks. Yeah, same with this one. Again, pretty good job though, and you can see the sky gradients going from light to dark. To make this work, they would have need to put a bigger stroke on the font because it's really red and blue together is really difficult on the eyes. This tagline would have to be bigger. So again, just some suggestions. This is a really pretty successful one. Again, they worked hard on these. You can see light to dark. Pretty neat. Definitely could be a portfolio piece. So this is really the level of, the level of development that you should be aiming for. Again, this one came out pretty good. I think it's a little bit too busy and too colorful. The water could be simplified, but overall the skyline and the arch, and that buildings look pretty good. I don't mind this, but this is, I don't know, I wouldn't make this stand out as much. I probably would have eliminated some of the text as well. Again, another one here with, she probably spent 15 hours on this or something, but again, now she's got a portfolio piece, okay? So if, it just takes a lot of work to make, to do these classes at a high level if you really want to work in the field. And this one's pretty good. You can't really read this. It's dark on dark doesn't work, but again, it has a nice sense of unity. This one too, London, he's unifying it with this big firework here. And again, the wheel. He wanted it, really simple. It could use a little bit more. And again, I think I've showed you this before. Again, unified in the simplicity of color. And again, the repeating clouds and the text really works. Illinois should be smaller, but that's, that's how it goes. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I will be meeting in WebEx room. Again, the layers here are not organized at all. So it's, like if you go to, you can't really, if you put everything on, you don't group anything, you end up with not being able to move anything. It just becomes really hard to move stuff. Because if everything's on one layer, I can move the whole thing, not just the object. Another thing I'm not seeing are any curves at all created with the pen tool, which you really won't get a very good grade probably in the class if you cannot demonstrate that you can use the pen tool somewhat. Okay, so anyway, let me know if you have any questions. Just need to put more time in. It's a big project worth a lot of points. Okay,